So let's go ahead and go back to the main page and do example 4 now. Let's see if this one will work. Oh, this is actually a little bit different. What do you see? So if we go to the application here, in the URL, we had the input parameter or the get parameter called name. Now it's a little bit different. Look, if we go to example 4, it says ID. So that the parameter is different now. So if we go back and we paste the parameter in, you can see this in this URL, this parameter is different. It's ID. It could, for example, this could be an ID of a page. This could be an ID of a user or information on a website or even a search query. But this is interesting because what if we can perform that same SQL injection command on this URL? Let's try it. So SQL map -u, and by the way, let's do sudo so we have authoritative permission. URL, let's paste it in. That's the parameter. We're going to do batch to ignore errors, and we're also going to do, let's say, tamper. Let's do space to comment, and then also let's do dump to obviously see the information. Let's go ahead and perform this attack. The get parameter ID does not seem to be injectable. Try to increase values for level. So if we do SQL map help, now what does this exactly do? So if we come up here, we've got dump all, we can enumerate a specific database or table, but I think we should add DBS at the end of it to enumerate all the databases, if there's any. But we can see here the detection. These options can include customized. These options can be customized for the detection phase. So if we increase the level of tests to perform, it tries multiple and a lot more strict queries and combinations. And also risks does something similar. So how about let's increase the level to something. So we're going to go ahead. We could also do this one. So we obviously know the parameter. These are injection options. So we've got force the backend to provide value. So DBMS, let's try that. So dump, but also DB. So in order to use this, we've copied the DBMS parameter, but we need to add what database it is. So like I said, you have to make sure that you understand what is the database that you are targeting. Is it SQLite? You've got to figure out what that is before you attack it. Because you see all these databases here in the list that you see. It's trying to do different queries for different, like database management systems. So it's all different. We could try MySQL. I think this application is a MySQL. So let's go ahead and try that out and see if it's going to perform this attack. It's taking a little while, but that's fine. I'm just waiting. You can see what it's actually doing. It's testing MySQL queries, even inline queries, to perform this attack. So it says here, get parameter ID appears to be dynamic. Okay. Which we've identified on the application itself. And it's going to go ahead and actually perform this attack. So we can leave it in the background and see what happens. Okay, oh, there we go. Look at that. We have successfully received the information. Again, we've dumped information from the table, and now we know everything about the admin account and the password. So we've hacked into the database and dumped it. And yeah, amazing, right? So you can see what happened, and you can see the payload which it used as well. So the ID parameter seems to be very injectable. And we also got the web application technology here. It's using PHP 5, pretty outdated. But we can see here, if we do SQL map URL, we got the URL. You see this is the URL. This is the ID parameter, which was being injected into. We've got batch to ignore the user input and errors. And then we've got tamper to also tamper with the queries that is being injected to kind of obfuscate and try many levels of attacks, essentially, or query injection. And then we just dump it so we can see the information, but also target the specific database, which is MySQL, to try a list of MySQL query injection commands or inputs into the parameter of ID, and then we increase the level of risk, increase the level of this attack to 4 to really push hard on it. But you can see here it's provided us information. We've got 4 entries and we've got everything. And by the way, this is just for the table user, but still this is quite critical. This is very critical vulnerability, and look at that, we managed to get past it again. So let's see what example 5 brings in the next video. I'll see you there.